Hi there, my name is Jacqueline Fritz, and welcome to House. Today I will be taking you through a beginner's Pilates mat workout. So it'll be a combination of some traditional Pilates mat exercises and some of the foundational positioning for you to learn. So let's go, thanks. We'll start down on our backs, and your knees will be bent. Feet will be about hip width apart. You'll press back firmly into the mat with your arms. And we'll start with what we call a pelvic rock. So you'll take your pelvis and rock it forward. So your tailbone and your pubic bone will rock down and point down to the ground between your legs. Your low back will come off the mat a little bit into a bit of an arch. And from there you'll inhale, exhale, draw the stomach muscles back towards the spine gently, and then start to rock your pelvis back towards your face. So your low back will imprint into the mat, and your tailbone and pubic bone will curl up to the sky. And you'll do that again. So you're inhaling as you rock your pelvis down, and then you'll exhale to draw your pelvic floor muscles in and up inside of you and curl the tailbone slightly up to the sky. A few more times just like that, rock you back and forth. So we do this to take a moment to check in with our bodies and kind of take a scan of how we're feeling. If we're noticing any areas that are kind of tight or feeling a little crunchy, that's fine. Just take notice of that. And here we're warming up our low back by moving through these two positions of the pelvis and the spine, as well as starting to just engage the abdominals. So next thing we'll do is find what we call a neutral pelvis. So there's 2 points that we're working from in this pelvic rock, and we're going to find a place in between those 2 points. So you can kind of slow down your pelvic rock a little bit and make it a little bit more shallow until you find a final point in between those 2 extremes where you can just let your pelvis rest on the ground and you'll feel it heavy into the earth, where it's comfortable. So everyone's neutral pelvis will be a little bit different depending on your structure and kind of where your body's at for that day. Generally speaking, we like to say your 2 hip points in the front and your pubic bone will be on the same plane, and that would be parallel to the ground. However, depending on if I'm tight in my hamstrings or my glutes or my hip flexors in the front or my back, some days my pubic bone might be a little bit higher, and some days I might have a little bit more of a low back arch, and that's fine. You just check in with where you are at today, and you work in a place where you feel like you can support a neutral pelvis or your spine using your stomach muscles. So we're going for stability, first of all. From here, you'll inhale and then just exhale, lift one leg up into a 90-degree angle. So as I do that, I'm trying to, again, stabilize the pelvis and pull the stomach muscles and my pelvic floor muscles in and up inside of me. And I'm just going to take these little marches. So I'll inhale, and then I'll exhale, lift the leg up, and then I'll inhale it down, exhale, take the other leg up. Trying to keep the pelvis steady, not letting it move from side to side or front and back. So when I do this, I feel my low abdominals working, my pelvic floor muscles working, and a little bit of my low back muscles working, but way down on my sacrum. Good. And one more time. Inhaling here, and then exhaling it down. Great. And then from here, we'll go ahead and move back to what we call that posterior pelvic tilt. So that was one of our pelvic rock positions. So this is the arch. And then this is an anterior pelvic tilt because the pelvis is tilting forward in space. And then you'll curl the tailbone back, and this is a posterior pelvic tilt because the pelvis is tilting backward in space. So when we take a bridge, which is our next exercise, you'll roll through that posterior pelvic tilt, through your low back, and then lift your pelvis up off the mat 1 vertebrae at a time. And then from here, you'll inhale, exhale, slowly roll back down through your spine, starting with the rib cage this time, so you can progressively work yourself back down to the mat, 1 vertebrae at a time. And then you release the tail back into your neutral pelvis. And again, so we'll roll or articulate up through this bridge. Inhale up through the spine. And then you'll exhale and roll back down, using the breath to soften the rib cage back towards the mat, engaging the low abdominals and placing really deliberately each vertebrae down on the mat. Last time like this, inhale, exhale, scoop your stomach muscles back, curl the tailbone up and roll your stomach and your pelvis up off the mat, press back in the arms, inhale, and then articulating back down through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Now, next position, I'm gonna draw my heels in a little bit closer to my bum, is a flat back bridge. So in the flat back bridge, instead of rolling up through our spine like we did before, you'll find your neutral pelvis and try and maintain that neutral pelvis as you lift the length of your torso up into the sky. So everything lifts up in one piece. And then the way down, it's gonna feel like you're slightly arching your tailbone down so that you can remain in your neutral pelvis on the way back down. So this is a flat back bridge. So you'll inhale, and then exhale, press straight down through the feet, lift the pelvis up in one piece. Hold here, inhale, draw the stomach muscles in and up, pull the pelvic floor in and up, and then reach the tailbone out through your feet to release everything back down in one piece. And again, inhale. So again, you're maintaining whatever little natural arch you have in your low back here as you lift your pelvis up in the sky. Hold. And trying to keep the pelvis level again. Inhale. Exhale, release the tailbone down. Reach out through those sits bones in your pelvis to find length between your vertebrae and soften down in a flat back. Very good. Okay, and then from here, go ahead and just draw your knees into your chest and give yourself a little squeeze. And you'll rock back and forth from side to side along the width of your spine for a little massage. And then I like to make little circles. And then you'll make circles the other direction. So again, just opening up the low back a little bit, and now we're softening the hips as well. And then from here, we'll take our hands down to our sides and lift your legs up into a 90-degree angle. So once again, I have a neutral pelvis here. Now, if it's difficult for you or you feel any strain in your low back, if there's a little bit of an arch, definitely pull the stomach muscles in a little bit more and maybe think about pressing your low back into the mat just to protect your spine in the beginning. Over time, as you become stronger, you'll be able to kind of extend your pelvis out away from your face into a little bit more of an anatomically neutral spine, but for right now, we really want to protect those back muscles. So you don't need to necessarily press your low back into the mat and grip your stomach muscles. We more want to think about hollowing the belly out, pulling the stomach muscles back to the spine, and stabilizing. Okay, so from here, you'll inhale and we'll tap one foot down the mat and lift it back up. And then you'll tap the other foot down and up. Inhale down, exhale up. So each time before I lower my foot and I lift my foot, I'm thinking about drawing those pelvic floor muscles in and up under my ribs, zipping up my imaginary pants. I'm engaging my glute muscles here, so my bum, as I lower my leg down in space, so that when I lower my leg down, I don't just grip in my hips and my thighs in order to lower, and instead by using my glutes, I think about supporting my leg bone as it moves in space. So just tapping down, toe taps. And we'll finish with one more. And then from here, you'll inhale, exhale, tap both feet down together, and lift back up. So we're getting a little bit more challenged here. As you lower your legs down, gravity starts to take over and your legs become a little bit heavier. So again, the further down you go, the more you have to pull your stomach muscles in and up inside of you and squeeze your bum and hug your legs together so that you have more support for your bones as you lower your legs down in space and you're able to maintain your neutral pelvis. So once again, stability before mobility. It's always, you're trying to stabilize the pelvis in order to find more range of motion in your extremities. So it's better when you're first beginning, or all the time in Pilates, to think about having a smaller range of movement so that you can support your pelvis and your stability first and foremost. Good. Inhale here, and then exhale, go ahead and bend your knees back down. Hold on to one knee with each hand, and then you'll make little knee stirs. So leg circles here, steering your femur bones around in your hip sockets. And then we'll go the other direction. And again, take some notes on, mental notes on how do your hips feel now that we've done some of these exercises. Often you might feel a little bit of tension here in the hip flexors, and that's fine, that's natural when you're first starting, but you want to think about pulling up the stomach muscles as much as you can in order to get out of that kind of pattern. From here we're going to learn a cervical nod and curl. So you'll inhale, and then you'll exhale, drop your chin to your chest, curl your head and your shoulders up off the mat, and reach your fingertips forward out in front of you until they hover off the mat slightly. You'll inhale here, exhale, pull the stomach muscles in so that you hollow the belly, and then progressively release the head and the shoulders back down to the mat. So it's important in Pilates because we'll be curling our head and our thoracic spine up a lot to learn how to hold the head and the neck properly so that you're not just gripping your neck muscles. It's a very common complaint when we do a lot of these curls. So in order to do that, you want to make sure that you're holding your skull properly on top of your spine and activating these upper abdominal muscles to try and help keep the curl up of the trunk versus just gripping and lifting the head and the shoulders and holding on up here like this. It's not very good for your neck and it's not comfortable whatsoever. So the first thing you do to lift your head is you inhale and you rock your skull, let your chin release down. So what happens is the base of your neck, you're going to reach it out through the crown of your head and your neck lengthens the back of it. And then with that length, you're just going to start to pull the stomach muscles and the ribs in and up a little bit and curl everything up off the mat. Okay? Inhale here, not to go back down, it's the same thing. You soften the skull back, so you reverse where you came from and release back down. And one more time, you'll inhale, exhale, release the chin to the chest, curl the head and the shoulders up off the mat. I like to look down at my pubic bone here for a nice point to gaze at and focus on. It also helps keep my chin released down to my chest. Inhale, exhale, pull the stomach muscles in and release down. One more time, just like that. Inhale, exhale, first release the chin to the chest slightly. Think about lengthening out through the crown of the head. And then from the back of the head, almost from my ponytail, I'm going to think about curling my head and my shoulders up, activating those upper abdominals, curling the shoulder blades up off the mat, trying to lift the base of my shoulder blades off the mat. Here, check in and see, have you curled your bum up off the ground, or do you still have a neutral pelvis? So if you notice that your tailbone is curled up a lot, try and just release it back down. So the neutral pelvis remains, and the thoracic spine and cervical are curled up. And breathe, inhale, and exhale, release everything back down. So now we'll work into what we call the series of 5. It's a set of quintessential Pilates exercises, beginning with what we call it 100s. So the position of the 100s is a little hard to get into. I'll show you that first. There's a couple different ways you can do it. So you can first bring your legs into a tabletop, okay, to begin. And then ultimately we'll have our head and our shoulders curled up, our arms out in front of us. And if we're ready for it, your legs in the high diagonal, externally rotated, so turned out slightly, hugging together, and in a Pilates first shape, which is a small V with the feet, heels together, toes apart. Okay? So that's one shape. Now, you're more than welcome to come into the tabletop. And whenever I have my legs in a tabletop position, you should know that I do this because it's a little bit easier on the low back than to have your legs up in the diagonal, okay? Furthermore, if you have the lower legs slightly more than 90 degrees, it takes even more pressure off of the low back and also off of the hip flexors here in the front if you're feeling them tighten up. So I often just keep those lower legs a little bit above 90 degrees, but my thigh bones I try and keep perpendicular to the ground. Okay? So you'll inhale here, and then exhale, drop the chin to the chest, curl the head and the shoulders above the mat, reach the fingertips forward, and if you're ready for it, extend your legs out to that high diagonal and turn the legs out. If you'd like to take the legs lower for more challenge, go for it. You'll look down at your pubic bone, and we'll begin to pump the arms. You'll breathe in for 5 counts, and then exhale for 5 counts through the mouth. And in for 5 counts through the nose. And exhale for 5 counts through the mouth. So we do 10 sets of 10 counts. Inhale and exhale. Keep pulling the stomach muscles in and reaching forward. And 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Keep squeezing the backs of the legs together. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Pulling the pelvic floor in and up. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. One more set. In 2, 3, 4. Exhale. And rest. Very nice. Go ahead and shake your head no. So from left to right, just to release the back. Now, throughout these series of 5 exercises, classically we try and move through them in one continuous loop and not break in between. Just so you know, okay? As you get stronger and more familiar with the exercises, you can try and challenge yourself to do that. Also, today, if for any of these exercises your head and your neck starts to get tired, you can always take your head down in between, but just try and keep moving your body to keep your stamina up. So the next exercise we'll do is the single leg kick. You'll inhale, exhale, drop your chin to your chest, curl your head and your shoulders up. The same arm as the leg will go on the outside of it, that ankle, and then the opposite hand will go on the inside of the knee and shin. And you'll take your left leg out in front of you. So you'll exhale to switch, and exhale, switch. So hands go to the outside to grab the leg, exhale. And we'll go for 10. 10, and 9, exhale. Keep pulling up to your thigh, and 7, 6, 5, keep hauling the belly, 4, 3, and 2, and 1, and rest. Draw the knees in, very good. From here, we'll do your double leg kick. So you'll inhale, exhale, drop the chin to the chest, curl the head and the shoulders up again. Inhale again, exhale, extend your arms and your legs out to high diagonals. Inhale, open the arms, drag everything, bracket around. Exhale, out, and in. And 9, and in. Hollow the belly, stretch the arms, and in. 7, and in. Out, draw the stomach in to draw the legs in. 5, 4, and 3, and 2, and last time 1, and in and release. This time make little circles with your nose in the sky to release your neck, and then release the other direction in your circles. Very good. From here we'll move into scissors. So you'll inhale, exhale, drop your chin to your chest, curl your head and your shoulders up once more. Extend your right leg up to the sky and reach up to your right ankle. Reach your left leg out long and hover it off the mat 2 inches. And then you'll pull back twice as you exhale and scoop the belly. So you'll exhale, exhale, switch and reach. Exhale, exhale, switch and reach. 10, reach, exhale, exhale, reach. 9. So it doesn't matter how far you get your leg back to your face. It's more about how much you can reach up to your ankle. 7, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Very nice. Last set of our series of 5, we'll do obliques. So you'll take your hands, interlace them together, and place them behind your neck here to make a little basket for your head and your skull. And then you'll inhale, exhale, drop your chin to your chest, curl your head and your shoulders up. Again, keep your right knee into your chest, take your left leg out long, hover it off the mat. Twist your left elbow, to your right knee. And then you'll exhale, switch, switch, exhale, exhale, exhale. 10, and 9, try to keep the shoulders above the mat. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, again, hollowing the belly, using those upper abdominals to curl up. 2, 1, and rest. Very nice, great work. Congratulations and completing your first series of 5. From here, you'll go ahead and do a nice stretch. So just extend your arms and your legs out long on the mat. Flex the feet, press your legs down, hug them together. Inhale. Exhale, roll all the way up through your cervical non-curl, reaching the hands forward, slowly, and then release forward over your legs, taking a stretch in those hamstrings. Inhale, lift the chest, reach the hands out long. So we'll go ahead and move into a roll up. So we'll inhale, exhale, C curve. So move through that posterior pelvic tilt, reach the fingertips forward, drop the shoulders, and slowly roll down the mat 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arms back overhead. Now, if it's hard for you to roll up with your legs straight and keeping them down, bend your knees a little bit here and press your heels down on the ground. You want to stabilize your lower body, your legs, as much as you can, so that you can exhale, drop the chin, and then move freely up through your upper body. Inhale, pull the stomach muscles in, and release forward over your legs. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen up to the crown of the head. Lengthen the waistline here to pull the stomach in and up. Create your C curve. So tip that tailbone forward, pull the belly muscles back, slowly roll down as you reach out through your feet, 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arms back overhead. And exhale, draw the ribs together in the front, drop the chin to the chest, reach forward up over those legs, pull the stomach muscles in, reach forward. And lift the chest. Inhale. Once more, exhale, find that C curve, slowly roll down through your spine. Hug those legs together, keep reaching out through the feet. Inhale, arms back overhead. Pull the shoulder blades down your back, drop the chin to the chest, move through your cervical non-curl, pull the stomach muscles back in and up, and then dive forward over your legs. And reach. Inhale, lift the chest here. And then go ahead and place the hands down for a minute. Bend your knees. And we'll do what we call rolling like a ball. So you'll scoop your stomach in, again, posterior pelvic tilt. Reach back. So curly back, excuse me, a little bit over your sits bones. Walk your toes in towards your bum, and you're gonna hold each hand on your shins, okay? So I'm gonna press my legs, they're gonna open externally, and press my legs into my forearms and my elbows, and then I'll press my forearms and my elbows into my legs. So that creates this nice solid structure. I'm also gonna point and squeeze my toes together here. Pull my stomach muscles in and up and hollow out the belly. So it's almost like if someone punched me in the stomach. From there, I'll initiate with the stomach by curling it back, rolling back into the base of my shoulder blades, and then rolling right back up. I'm going to try and drop the shoulders again here. Inhale, pull the stomach back to a roll back. Exhale, pull the stomach in to come up, keeping my structure. Again, inhale back, exhale up. Trying to keep that little ball shape. Inhale back, exhale up. 2 more times. So even when I roll back, I'm still curling my thoracic spine forward and up over my pelvis. Inhale back, exhale up, and once more. Inhale back, exhale up. Very nice. Go ahead and stretch your legs out long here. Lift the arms overhead once more, flex the feet, and release forward over your legs. Inhale, lift the chest, and then go ahead and separate the legs, and we'll come into the saw. So the feet will be about mat width apart. Arms are going to be out to your sides. Pull the stomach in. Shift your weight forward slightly over your sits bones so you can sit up super tall. Press down in your arms so that you feel the whole underside of your arms and underneath your shoulder blades and armpits engaged and down through your waistline. Lengthen up to the crown of your head. So super engaged here just to begin. You'll inhale. Go ahead and pull the stomach muscles in and up. Twist to your right. I'm going to reach out through both my fingertips in opposite directions. Pull my stomach muscles in and back, create that C curve in my spine, and then reach my front pinky finger out through my right pinky toe and try and just shave it off there. So I'm going to exhale, pull back in my obliques as I reach and reach. Inhale, come back up through center, twist to your left. Exhale, scoop, pull those left obliques back, reach, reach. So as I reach, I take small exhalations. Inhale, lift, exhale, deep, deep. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, twist to the left. C curve. So all the opposition of the energy in different directions through your body that you're reaching helps you engage more deeply in the core muscles and create more stability in the spine and the low pelvic floor muscles. Inhale, lift. Exhale, scoop and curl. Reach, reach. Pulling everything in and up inside of me. One more, twist to the left. Scoop, reach all these different directions to deepen your C curve. Curl, curl, and then lift the chest. Sit up super tall. Very nice. Bring your arms back together. Hold here, inhale, and then slowly roll down onto your back. One vertebrae at a time. Reach the arms back overhead, and then bring your hands back down to your side. I'm just gonna scooch a little bit down into my mat here, and we'll do what we're gonna call the rollover. So you'll take one leg up in the sky at a time into a 90-degree angle. Point your toes. Hug the legs together firmly here and zip those invisible pants up. So press them back in the hands. You'll inhale, lower both legs down, trying to keep your neutral pelvis here. And then you'll exhale, press back in your arms, roll your pelvis up into the sky, legs come overhead, and you're gonna roll up into the base of your shoulder blades. Flex the feet, separate the legs about hip width apart. So I'm really reaching up through my sits bones and my pelvis here, and a little bit through my hamstrings. So I'm not collapsing, yeah? I'm really thinking about lifting up. That helps me engage my stomach muscles and create some space between the vertebrae. So I'll lower down one vertebrae at a time here, starting with my stomach muscles as I reach back through my feet overhead and find myself down on the mat. Bring the feet back together. You'll inhale, lower both legs down, and exhale, press back in the hands, reach up through the sits bones and your bum. Flex the feet once your legs are overhead. Separate. Try and make sure that your pelvis is square, that you're not doing the hula. Keep reaching out through your sits bones and your hamstrings. And then one vertebrae at a time, pull those ribs back and down, controlling the rate at which you lower yourself down the mat. Still pressing back in those shoulders. Good. Inhale, legs together. One more. And down. Exhale, curl the tailbone up to the sky. Reach up through your pelvis and your hamstrings. Flex those feet, really stretch the legs. Reach out through the arches of the feet behind you. Pull the stomach muscles back. And then let yourself slowly roll back down onto the mat. One vertebrae at a time. And bend the knees in. Inhale. And give yourself a little squeeze. You're going to roll from side to side across your low back. Good. So from here, we'll go ahead and take leg circles. You will extend your legs down long on the mat and take your arms slightly further out to the sides from your body. You'll take your right leg up in the sky. Turn the right leg out so it's externally rotated and your foot will be in that little Pilates first shape. So there's an extension or length through the foot itself, but the toes are slightly relaxed. Now, you want to try and make sure your pelvis is neutral and square here, so both hip points straight up to the sky, and then you're going to try and hold them here. You'll take an inhale, lower your leg down across the midline of your body a little bit. Exhale, open it up and around and bring it up to center. And you'll do this 5 more times. So inhale over, exhale up and around. So again, we're trying to keep the pelvis neutral, trying not to let our pelvis bob from side to side. So that means that maybe you take your circle a little bit smaller so that you can keep your pelvis more steady. Good. And once more, inhale and exhale up. Good. Inhale here, and then slowly lower the leg all the way back down. Inhale, take your left leg up. Stomach muscles pull in and up. Inhale across, exhale around and up. And again, inhale across, exhale around and up. Pelvis is square. Keep pressing down through your right supporting leg. Inhale, exhale, up. And inhale across, exhale up. 2 more. Inhale across and up. Inhale, exhale across and up. Good. Slowly lower that leg down. Right leg back up, we'll reverse our circle. So this time you'll inhale, open to the right. Exhale, cross it, lift it up with your exhalation. Inhale, open, 5. Exhale up. And 4. Exhale up. And 3. Really stretch out through that foot and through your knee. 2. And 1. And then reach the leg all the way back down to the mat. Last set, inhale, left leg up. Turn it out. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring it across and up. Inhale, open. Exhale, stomach muscles pull in and up. Pelvis square. Inhale, open. Exhale, up. Open and up. Once more, open and up. And then slowly lower that leg down. Very nice. Go ahead and draw your knees into the chest here. So we're gonna start learning what's called a teaser. There's a few different variations of this exercise you can do. Today we're gonna learn kind of an intermediate kind of version, working our way there. So you'll inhale, exhale, drop your chin to your chest, curl your head and your shoulders up through your cervical down curl, and then lift your torso all the way up so you're sitting up and balancing in your sits bones. You can take your arms forward here, inhale, drop the shoulders, keep lifting the chest up, and you're in that tabletop position with your legs. Try and squeeze your legs together. Pull the stomach muscles in and up, and then slowly roll yourself, one vertebrae at a time, down your mat, and draw your knees back into your chest. And again, inhale. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest, curl the head and the shoulders up. You can hold onto your shins if you like, or under your thighs. Come up to your tabletop teaser. Inhale here, exhale, pull the stomach muscles in, move through your C curve just like you're running like a ball, and come back in. And again, inhale, exhale, drop the chin to the chest, pull the stomach muscles back, curl all the way up, hold. Now this time we're gonna try and take it up a notch. So you'll extend your legs up if you can, and bend. And again, extend your legs up. If you can turn out to your Pilates first, go for it. And bend. And once more, extend up, stretch. And bend. And then slowly roll back down. Inhale. Last time. And exhale, drop the chin to the chest, curl all the way up, hold. Good, this time we're gonna tap those toes down. Inhale, exhale, lift back up to your tabletop. And again, tap back down, lift back up to your tabletop. Once more, squeeze those knees, pull the pelvic floor up, lift your chest. Inhale, tap, and hold. If you want to try and extend for the last moment, go for it and roll down, or you can draw your knees through your tabletop and back down onto your back. Terrific. From here, go ahead and roll over, and we'll come onto your hands and knees. So we'll take just a few cat-cows here. So your hands will be right underneath your shoulders, your knees directly underneath your pelvis. And you'll inhale, take an arch with the chest forward, look out in front of you, draw your shoulder blades back, reach the tailbone back and up to the sky and stretch the belly. And then you'll exhale, curl your head and your tail away from each other and then down and forward and toward each other. Pull the stomach muscles up and stretch back behind the shoulder blades. And then again, inhale, arch the chest, look forward out in front of you, really mobilizing the spine. Pull the shoulder blades together in your back. And then exhale, scoop and curl. Now, when you do this, you really want to think about initiating the movement from your pelvis. So when you move into your cat-cow, you're not just lifting your shoulders up to your ears and curling your upper back. Instead, you're really thinking about keeping the shoulder blades together, stable on your back for as long as you can, and starting the movement by pulling your stomach muscles in and up, curling the tailbone, reaching your bum forward. And then when you can't go anymore, you just release the head. Yeah, and then that's more of an arc position, but it's really coming more from your stomach muscles versus you just detaching your arms and your shoulder blades from your back. Does that make sense? And then you'll inhale, arch the chest, look forward again. So it's really more of an active, stomach engaging exercise that you'll feel in the belly. And curl, draw those ribs up. And then once more, inhale, arch. And exhale, curl the tailbone underneath you. Send your pelvis toward your face and curl your head. And then come into a flat back here. So look at your knees again, it'll be about hip width apart. And try and find a nice long back you can serve lunch on. From here, you'll inhale, extend your left leg out long behind you and take your right arm forward in front of you. So you're trying not to shift the weight of the body too much from side to side. As you change and alternate one arm and one leg back. And then you come back in. So, again, I'm trying not to shift the weight of my pelvis too much from side to side. And I'm trying to keep my hips square to the ground. So in order for that to happen, I really have to think about my back leg staying directly pointed down to the ground. And I also need to think about gazing a little bit forward out in front of me so that my head isn't released fully. And I'm reaching out for those fingertips, pulling the stomach muscles in so that my low back doesn't collapse, and stretching out through my bum, through my foot. And again, going for that opposition of energy throughout the body. So out to the fingertips, back to the toes, pulling the stomach muscles in, and one more each side. Inhale out, And come back in, pull the stomach in to draw the leg back in. And last time, out, stretch, 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 stretch. And then come back in. Excellent. From here, go ahead and take your left leg back behind you long. Flex the foot. You're gonna keep the leg straight. Again, square the pelvis off, pull the stomach muscles and the ribs in and up on that left side. And then you're just gonna do little leg lifts. So engage your bum, specifically your left glute. Press down and out of your right shin and leg, so you're not collapsing into that right hip. And you're just gonna lift the left heel up, 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 up 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep reaching back to that left leg. 2, and 1. And then reach out for the toe to bring the stomach muscles and the leg back in. Very good. Right leg out. Extend the right leg long. Flex the foot, reach out to that heel, stretch the leg, pull the stomach and the ribs in and up, and then you'll reach up and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, keep pressing out of that left supporting leg, 5, 4, squeezing your right glute, 2, 1, and hold, inhale, reach back to that foot, draw the knee back in. And let's try that again, but this time left leg back and up. Flex the foot, and if you can, reach out for your your right hand. 10 times, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And reach, lift, inhale, exhale, come back in. Last set, right leg back, long, flex the foot, left arm forward, and 10, 9, press out of your left leg, 8, 7, squeeze your right glute, 6, 5, stomach in, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring everything back in. Very nice. From here, go ahead and take another cat-cow. So arch the chest forward, and then scoop and take a nice stretch in the back. Pull the belly in. One more time, inhale, arch forward, and exhale, scoop and curl. Terrific. And then you'll slowly make your way down onto your stomach into a prone position. So what we'll have here is your hands are going to be stacked on top of each other, down flat on the mat, elbows out to the sides. Your feet will be about hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider, and they can be turned out, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then your forehead will be down, resting on your hands, okay? So when you're upside down like this, in this relationship to gravity, in order to find a neutral pelvis and not let your low back collapse or tighten too much, you actually have to think about pulling the stomach muscles and your hip points in the front of your body up off the mat a little bit, and then pointing the tailbone and the pelvis down towards the ground. So your pubic bone is really pressing into the mat. And then from there, I'm going to squeeze my bum to stabilize my pelvic position. Then I'll hold. I'll inhale, keep the pelvis where it is. I'm going to exhale, press down through my elbows into the ground, and draw my shoulders away from my ears so my neck is nice and long. And then keeping that and the pelvis where it is, I'll press my hands up into my forehead. So the weight of my head and my neck is really released down onto my hands, and the muscles between my shoulder blades or my scapula are really what's working here, as well as those wrapping around my rib cage underneath my armpit and the shoulder girdle. And then I'll hold, pull my stomach muscles up again, tuck the tailbone down again and squeeze my glutes, reach back to the legs, and then release back down. So we're just going for a little bit of a thoracic extension. And you'll inhale and do that all again. So draw the shoulder blades back, tuck the tail, pull the stomach in and up, squeeze the bum. Inhale, press down through those legs, press down through your elbows, press up through your hands, and float the chest up off the ground. Hold here for one breath. Inhale. Exhale, pull the stomach muscles, the pelvic floor, in and up a little bit more. Engage your glutes, hold, and then release everything down. One more time. Inhale, we're gonna add on this time. Exhale, tailbone tucks, pull the stomach muscles in and up inside of you. Press down to the elbows, draw the shoulder blades away from the ears. Press up through the hands, hold. Inhale, press down to the legs. Now this time, lift the elbows up off the mat a little bit so you're hovering your chest up off the ground. Try and keep pressing down through your legs, pulling the stomach muscles in and up. Inhale here, exhale, and then release everything back down together this time. And again, inhale, exhale, tailbone tuck, shoulder blades back, glutes squeeze. Lengthen out to the crown of your head, press down the elbows, Press up through the hands, hover the head and the neck, lift the chest. Hold, inhale, exhale, float the elbows up slightly off the mat. From here, go ahead and extend your arms forward and peek out in front of you if you can. Hold. Then reach your hands back behind you. Lengthen out through your collarbone, your chest a little bit more to reach up even further. Try and keep those legs down. Keep pulling the stomach muscles in and up. Hold, reaching back through those fingertips. Bring your arms wide and back around in front of you. Hold. Bring the hands back into the forehead, release the head, and then release everything back down. Excellent. And you can kind of shake out your pelvis here to release your low back. Once more, just like that. Tuck the tailbone down. Press the pubic bone into the ground. Squeeze those low glute muscles. Inhale. Press down to the elbows or the shoulder blades back. Press up through the hands. Hold. Inhale here. Suction the pelvic floor muscles and the stomach up again. Lift the ribs up a little bit off the mat. Hover the elbows off the ground. Hold. Inhale. Reach your arms forward out in front of you. Reach the hands back behind you, long, reach your chest forward. Again, pull the stomach muscles and the ribs in and up inside of the body. Hold here. Inhale, reach back through your arms to draw them back around the sides, back into the forehead. Hold, inhale, and then release everything down. And shake up the pelvis. Very nice. Hold here. Go ahead and come up after a breath into a Sphinx pose. So your forearms will be parallel and flat down in the ground. Legs are still in the same position. This time you'll think about absorbing the ribs, those low ribs, in and up inside of your body, away from the ground. Same position with the pelvis, so tucking the tailbone down slightly, pulling the stomach muscles in and up. Pull the shoulder blades and the backs of your arms, your triceps back toward your hips. And then from there, think about lengthening out to the crown of your head as you stretch the elbows and press the ground away. Hold. Keep drawing the shoulder blades back. Inhale here. Exhale, soften the elbows back down. One more time. Inhale, so we're coming up into a swan. Exhale, tailbone tucks, pull the stomach muscles in. Shoulder blades, triceps back, press out through the hands, lengthen up through the crown of the head and the chest. You can look forward a little bit in front of you and arch the spine. Inhale, exhale, release down. Very good. From here, go ahead and lower down fully on the mat with your forehead. Take your arms long out in front of you. You'll inhale, exhale, same position with the pelvis. Tuck the tailbone down, squeeze your bum, pull the stomach muscles and the hip points in and up. Exhale, lift everything up off the mat, 2 inches, look forward in front of you, and then you'll swim. You'll pump the arms alternating long for 10 and 9. Reach out to those legs, shoulders back. 7, 6, 5, squeeze your bum. 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold everything up. Inhale, lift, and then exhale, release everything down. Very nice. Go ahead and come up here by bringing your hands on either side of your rib cage, and then bringing your hips back into that flat back position. We'll move into our plank pose here. So walk your hands a little bit forward in front of you, and then it's important that you rotate your elbows in so that the bony parts of your elbows are pointing back towards your hips. Shoulder blades are away from your ears and hugging together on your back. From there, draw your stomach muscles in and up inside of you, so your low back is supported. Take one foot back and tuck that toe underneath you. You'll inhale, come into your push-up position or your plank, and squeeze your legs together here. Squeeze your bums. Pull your shoulder blades together and back, and gaze slightly forward out in front of you. Press the ground away with your fingertips. Inhale, hold. Exhale, pull those shoulder blades and the triceps back. Reach back in your heels a little bit more. Hug your legs together. Inhale, one more breath. And exhale, release your knees down. Very nice. And then go ahead and take the knees wide and shift your weight back into a child's pose. And just stretch out the back here, the shoulders, hips back over the heels. Deep breath into the spine, and exhale, let those shoulders and the chest just release down to the earth for a moment. Good. And then again, coming up into our plank, we'll add on. So legs come parallel once more, hands a little bit in front of your shoulders this time. Inhale, take your left foot back, tuck it under. Stretch that leg long, engage your left glute. Inhale, exhale, take your other leg up, hold. This time you'll lift your left heel up and kick it up twice. Kick, kick, and down. Right leg, kick, kick, and down. Stomach in, kick, kick, and down. Right leg, kick, kick, and down. One more each side. Lift,
kick, kick, and down. Other leg up, kick, kick, and down. Hold, pull the shoulder blades back, squeeze your bottom of your legs together. Inhale, exhale, soften your knees. Take them wide, feet together, and then shift your weight back into your child's pose and rest. Breathe here, inhale deeply, and exhale, and let the tailbone release down into the hips. Terrific. And that's it for today. So thanks very much for joining me for this beginner Pilates mat series. I hope you learned a lot about our foundational exercises, and to see you soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.